Our main event at Valor Fights 30 at the International in Knoxville. Vince Ferrara along with Casey Oxendine. Much anticipated, two terrific fighters that are sure to entertain and bring it tonight. It's a lightweight bout. Our main event at 155. It's Smooth Stephen Haag, 1-0 in his pro career out of Morristown, Tennessee, the 26-year-old taking on slick Nick Gehrts from right here in Knoxville at that terrific camp, KMAA. He's 4-2 in his pro career, only 20 years old. And Smooth versus Slick, our main event. This bout has a whole lot of intrigue to it.
This thing could go 3 rounds. This thing could end in 10 seconds. You just don't know. Both of these guys are tremendously explosive, tremendously skilled. What's really crazy is that, I came up around here in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu scene. I remember Stephen Haag when he was like a youngster, man. He was like 12, 13 years old, training with us at the Seneca's gym. And, so to me, it's very strange to see him 6 years the elder of an opponent in slick Nick Gehrts. So, Nick Gehrts is the youngster. But in that time period, Stephen Haag has evolved a lot. He's become a much better striker, but he has also evolved a game of Jiu-Jitsu that is very offensive, and it is very unique. His style is very unique for utilizing in mixed martial arts. That's something you got to watch out for. With slick Nick Gehrts, this is a guy who has a tremendous ground game, but he's typically uses it more like his name, in a slick way to kind of sneak into positions and move around. He loves the leg locks, as does Stephen Haag, but Nick Gehrts definitely has a lot of long lankiness to him, and he definitely uses that to utilize his strikes.
Nick Gehrts finds himself headlining this bout here in his hometown after a really exciting 2015. His record was 2-2, but in all those fights, we saw improvement from him, learned a lot about him, and you saw what kind of super prospect that he is. Back to the cage and Jennifer Oxendine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for our main event of the evening? This bout is brought to you by Valor's official after-party Steelhouse Tavern, as well as Ogle, Elrod, and Burrell. First, please welcome to the cage, Stephen Haag.
Stephen Haag, 1-0 in his pro career out of Victory BJJ in Morristown, Tennessee. 5'9", 26-year-old. Last fight defeated Nick Collins in his pro debut. A first-round submission. Had a long layoff last July, and second-round TKO win over Chris Aguilar. And as a pro is 1-0, and as you mentioned, brings an awful lot to the table in his ability. Also had the Valor Amateur Finish of the Year in 2015.
Yes, absolutely, and he did that with strikes, something we had not previously seen from him. He started way back in the day with Gene Click there at Fit Factory. He's been with Phil Hurst for many, many years, for a long time, who is, of course, a renowned black belt under Helio Seneca. And most recently, training there in the Tri-Cities with D. Evil, there with Adam Townsend, and, of course, with Dustin Diablo Walden. Tremendous pedigree there, and he has really diversified his skills so much in spreading it out like that. I'm very excited to see what he brings to the table here against Nick Gehrts and what strategy he attempts to implement.
Stephen Haag, when asked about the pressure of being in this role, because you don't often see 1-0 guys in main events, especially for a great promotion like Valor Fights, he said, super excited for this fight. For me, there's not really any added pressure. I always put pressure on myself and do my best and perform the best I possibly can. Nick Gehrts, speaking of award winners, Nick Gehrts won the 2015 Valor Pro Finish of the Year and Fight of the Year right here at the International. That flying knee against Austin Tyndall went viral. That video was unbelievable, the way he delivered that knee, and then had that great fight as well that won him the against Leo Perez, a fight that he lost, but still Fight of the Year. Back to the cage and Jennifer Oxendine.
And his opponent, please put your hands together for Nick Gehrts.
Slick Nick Gehrts, 4-2 out of the KMAA camp in Knoxville. The 20-year-old, 6 feet tall, last timeout. Lost to Andrew Tyson in Kansas City via unanimous decision.
Very tough fight. But I will say this is something with Nick Gehrts is that, you know, that I know that has to be going through Stephen Haag's mind. First of all, obviously, the flying knee to Augusto Tyndale, because he did it out of nowhere. He was very relaxed. That's why they call him Slick. He was so relaxed, and then out of nowhere, he exploded. Okay, and he landed that flying knee, and it was on point. Boom. Down he went. So he has to be thinking about that. On the other hand, as you mentioned before, in his outing against Leo Perez, you saw possibly the prototype on how to defeat Nick Gehrts. Okay, and that means, you know, staying pressure, you know, staying where you are, not getting into bad positions, and being able to strike in a safe manner without allowing Nick Gehrts to implement what he does, and that is his slick tactics, his footwork, his movement, his head movement.
Well, Nick Gehrts talked about how in that last fight in Kansas City against Andrew Tyson, where they were preparing for the takedown. Here is our tale of the tape. Nick Gehrts, 5 extra fights in his pro career from Stephen Haag, 6 years younger, and you see the height advantage for Nick Gehrts, 3 inches taller, and then the weight is identical. But they prepared for it. He still was taken down by Tyson, and Nick Gehrts says that affected him. Him being taken down, it broke him a little bit. It got to him mentally in preparing to avoiding the takedown and still getting taken down. He has been working on a lot of mental training with Eric Turner in that camp, and he speaks so highly of Eric Turner, his coach. He says he's a great human being and just trusts him and wants to help people. And they have been working on a lot of the mental aspect, a lot of the sports psychology, confidence building for him as well has been very important in this camp for Slick Nick Gehrts.
Well, absolutely, and that is something that they bring to the table. One thing is that you do have all of this tough talent in and out of KMAA, particularly Vince St. Preux.
Yep.
Just being around the UFC and being around a promotion like that allows you to almost humanize it a little bit more. And that way, when you step into a regional promotion, it allows you to sort of deal with it a little bit easier. That being said, Stephen Haag is very mentally tough. I've known this. I've seen this for many, many years. And, I think that both of these men have their hands full tonight.
Stephen Haag has never lost as an amateur or a pro. He was 5-0 as an amateur, 1-0 as a pro. Our main event tonight is Stephen Haag and Slick Nick Gehrts. Back to the cage at Jennifer Oxendine.
This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. First, fighting out of the Haag's red corner, he weighed in at 154 pounds, holds a record of 1 win and no defeats, and represents Victory BJJ and D Evil MMA. Give it up for Smooth Stephen Haag! And his opponent, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, he weighed in at 154 pounds, holds a record of 4 wins and 2 defeats, and represents KMAA in Knoxville, Tennessee. Put your hands together for Slick Nick Gehrts.
Slick Nick Gehrts in the black trunks.
Like I said,
Smooth Stephen Haag in the gray trunks out of Morristown, Tennessee in this pro MMA bout in the lightweight division in our main event.
Now you got to keep in mind everything that I said.
Questions for the blue corner? Any questions for the red corner? Touch gloves if you want to do something now, come out ready to fight.
Everything that I said about Slick Nick Gehrts, about training with these high-level guys, I've seen Stephen Haag in grappling competitions against high-level black belts as well. He knows how to endure the pressure under that type of situation. Now, how does he bring it into the cage and make it work for him?
Josh Ward, our referee, our main event. Valor Fights 30th International Knoxville is underway. Vince Ferrara and Casey Oxendine.
Yeah, Slick Nick says no touch of gloves here.
Both with head kicks.
Both with these beautiful body kicks here. And you see Nick Gehrts looking for the takedown, falls right into the guard of Stephen Haag. Now I'll tell you this. With Nick Gehrts, he is ready to go after the ankles, but Stephen Haag, he is a sharpshooter with the ankle lock submission as well.
Nick Gehrts says he's not focusing on winning and losing anymore. He's focusing on having fun. You'll see him smile in the ring a lot.
Well, Nick Gehrts with great posture here, controlling Stephen Haag. Different than any opponent that Stephen Haag has ever had. Watch this ankle lock attack. Stephen Haag blocking. Beautiful work.
Oh, those up kicks.
And that is the implementation of a different style when you add mixed martial arts. Oh, and look at this, putting Stephen Haag into his own move here. That is the bicep cutter. Look at Stephen Haag looking to go after the toe hold. Stephen Haag attacking the toe hold hard.
Unbelievable.
That thing could pop at any second. Now switching to the knee bar. It looks like Nick Gehrts is possibly out. Now attacking the ankle again is Nick Gehrts. These guys are all about playing footsie tonight.
What a technical start to this main event.
Absolutely. Nick Gehrts really attacking that Achilles, looking for him to possibly switch to the heel hook. Stephen Haag hitting the angles needed to take the pressure off at least enough to prevent the submission to take place here. 50-50 position. Another move that you typically don't see in mixed martial arts. You rarely see. Very entertaining here. Now Stephen Haag on top. Let's see how Stephen Haag deals with the guard of slick Nick Gehrts. I'm going nuts here. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. What can I say?
No, this is beautiful. The fans are entertained by it as well. You don't see those leg, you're right, you don't see the leg attacks too much.
Now keep in mind, Nick Gehrts, uh-oh, here we go. That armbar is tight. That armbar is tight. He's pulling it in. Nick Gehrts pulling it in.
That arm bend, goodness from Haag.
Haag battles through it. That hurt. That one definitely hurt. He needs to watch out. Here comes the triangle. Wow, Nick Gehrts sharp shooting those subs, going after Stephen Haag. Stephen Haag defending extremely well. And Stephen Haag passes to the crossbody position into half guard momentarily. It's hard to call this, man. These guys are moving so quickly.
High level as well.
Yeah.
Just round one.
Now, you got to ask yourself, how much did it possibly take out of Nick Gehrts here? I mean, he was really gunning after those submissions. He was pulling really hard. He pulled hard for that armbar. It can burn out your legs if you're not careful. Stephen Haag needs to be really, really careful here. Look for him to, again, try to pass. Nick Gehrts got the butterfly in. And we may see Nick Gehrts advance, possibly trying to get back to the feet. But he looks very comfortable here on bottom. Watch, going after the ankle again. Nice, another beautiful scramble.
Haag spun out as we near 1 minute left in round number one.
This is a very, very technical battle. This is something that you could see in any mixed martial arts fighting event in the world, the UFC, whatever, you name it. Beautiful, beautiful work.
These two worthy of the main event here at Valor Fights 30 at the International.
Watch for Nick Gehrts maybe to try to lean over. If Stephen Haag gets his head over to the right, look for that Kimura lock.
Ooh, sharp elbows from the bottom. Going after the ankle again. He's in knee bar.
Look at that. Now Stephen Haag pulling a book out of the, or a page out of the book of slick Nick Gehrts here. Attacking the sub. I'm sorry, attacking the strikes in the middle of the sub attack.
10 seconds left in round one. Going after the ankle again. Wow.
I'll tell you what, I was very consumed in this fight. Wow. I love it. And for the untrained eye, this is one of those fights, you know, sometimes you say, well, when you have the jiu-jitsu transitions and so forth, you know, the jiu-jitsu guys are the only guys that enjoy this. I mean, anybody can watch this and tell that these guys are going for broke here.
Oh, the fans reacted to it afterwards as well.
It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous work, you know, especially those footlock transitions.
Wow, you just don't see simultaneous holds as well.
And here it is, look at this. I mean, they were slinging leather up on the feet, kicks to the body. Those had to hurt. Who do you give this round to? I mean, it's very, very, very close. Very close. I think Stephen Haag spent a little bit more time in a dominant position, but very, very slightly only, you know, in crossbody. But I don't know. I don't know how it fares. I mean, that could be considered a takedown right there. You know, it's a very close round, and I think it's going to depend heavily on how rounds 2 and 3 are. You know, how much did it take out of each of these competitors? Also, it's very easy to, you know, to damage the ankle, and then in between rounds, you don't realize it in the fight, you know, during the round, and then in between rounds, you can feel it, and then you start to see how hurt you are. You start to see the swelling. So I mean, who knows what's happened here?
And the arm as well. Nick Gehrts had the arm bars. We're underway in round number 2. So what kind of damage did that take on Haag?
Yeah, exactly. It was a tough armbar attack. Looking for that arm.
Flying knee, I believe.
Looking for that flying knee. Beautiful.
He threw it 4 times in Pigeon Forge his last time out. Nick Gehrts was 6-2 in his amateur career, 4-2 as a pro.
Yeah.
2-2 last year. A little bit different look here and start of round 2.
Nice, beautiful takedown. Watch out for the guillotine. Nick Gehrts always looking for that submission. Beautiful butterfly hooks there.
Gehrts very active from the bottom.
I'll say one thing I haven't seen yet is neither guy, and this is a testament to their grappling ability, neither guy has been able to secure a rear mount position. You know, you see a lot of like 50-50 type transitions. You saw a crossbody for a short period of time out of Stephen Haag, but other than that, you've not seen that real dominant position where you can secure and land and hold. I mean, these guys are just transitioning nonstop from start to finish.
With that guard and holding Haag back by Gehrts.
Yeah, and Haag really watching out for that armbar this time. That last one was so very tight. I will say that, you know, knowing Haag, he's one of those guys that you almost got to have to break it, man. And you may even break it and he still keep fighting. If the referee doesn't notice, you know, it might continue. So this is a lot of heart and a test of wills here. There he goes for that armbar again. Haag with a beautiful defense again. And a beautiful recovery by Nick Gehrts. That's the thing, man. A lot of times you see competitors go after those submissions, and when they don't get them, they lose position, and that's not the case here. Nick Gehrts is attacking, and then he's recovering really, really well.
Both guys sweatier now here in round number 2.
All right, and look at him. Look for Nick Gehrts to possibly 50-50 out and go to the back. Oh, here we go. We're going to be some back chasing here. And a beautiful sweep there, Jiu-Jitsu style, tournament Jiu-Jitsu style.
And the fans react to that, appreciating the high level of Gehrts. Haag pushing off Gehrts.
And again, watch for Gehrts to
step over.
Watch for Gehrts to go after those ankles again, though, too.
Got an ankle. And a closed guard now by Haag.
Haag not letting Nick Gehrts rest there. Those spurs to the leg, they take a lot out of you. They hurt so badly. They keep you moving. Oh, here we go. Stephen Haag loading up that go-go plata position, that high guard. Looking for that triangle maybe. Looking to secure it. He may be caught. If he can secure the head, Nick Gehrts may be caught in this triangle. Stephen Haag finishes a lot of people here. That's a hard one to escape. Wow.
Gehrts is hanging in there.
Yeah, he is. And if he does survive it, how much is it taking out of the legs of Stephen Haag? I mean, you really have to pull hard and exert a lot with your legs. In my estimation, Stephen Haag's going to have to turn the corner a little bit. He's going to have to reach with his right arm in between the legs of Nick Gehrts to secure this tighter.
Gehrts with that hand control, the right hand of Haag.
Yeah, but still, I mean, Gehrts is still in a tough spot. But like I said, it does take a tremendous toll on the legs. If Gehrts does get out of this, it's going to be tough for Haag.
Just over 10 seconds left.
That's nasty.
In the second round. Oh, elbows to the top of the head, punches. Can Gehrts survive this?
Wow, and he does. Now let's see what the legs of Stephen Haag look like walking out. Is he on rubber heels? If he is, that's gonna work in the favor of Nick Gehrts moving into the third round.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be able to stand on those legs in order to throw kicks and punches and defend leg locks.
Nick Gehrts, keep an eye on him in the corner, getting instructions from Eric Turner.
Definitely deep waters here for both men.
Three 5-minute rounds is what we're scheduled for here in our main event. And wow, they're really looking and working over there at Stephen Haag's corner. I thought he's really
Nick
bent
Gehrts
over.
Still very refined, really calm. And here we go. This is going to be the telling round. Like I said, Nick Gehrts may appear to be the fresher of the two, but Stephen Haag, he is still in this, man.
And Haag doesn't have his mouthpiece.
Yeah, we need the mouthpiece.
Boy, that's surprising you. You just don't see that.
Well, you know, there's a lot going on here, and
and now they're going to have to wipe off the mat some more.
Okay, well, we're going to get a fresher Stephen Haag and Nick Gehrts going into this third round.
We see that a lot in Nick Gehrts' corner, though, with having a wipe off after him. All right, slick versus smooth. The corner was slick. It's wiped up, and we're underway in round number 3.
Tell you what,
in
in
our
my
main event.
estimation, Stephen Haag took that second round, first round kind of up in the air.
Ooh.
Nick Gehrts coming on here in the third.
Haag felt those punches from Slick Nick. Corner telling Gehrts to push off.
That was a hard shot. Bit of a mistake. Watch out, though. Watch out. Nick Gehrts is much more dangerous, I believe, in my estimation right now, than Stephen Haag. Stephen Haag is a lot more tired. That was a hard shot.
Those up kicks
Again,
are
watch those ankles.
lethal.
Here we go. Trying to use that De La Riva. I always carry on that De La Riva is useless in mixed martial arts. That's not the case in this bout at this level.
Haag postures up. Maybe a little bit of blood coming from Haag.
Nice. Going right back to those jiu-jitsu roots. Stephen Haag controls, looking for that back position.
See if Haag maybe goes for a takedown here.
Yeah, he may climb right up onto the back of Nick Gehrts if he can. If he can clear Nick Gehrts' back from that cage, he will take that back. He will take those hooks from there. Ooh. And he reclines Nick Gehrts. And Nick Gehrts turning in good. Nick Gehrts talking to his corner.
Right there close.
But still in some deep waters here. Certainly not taking anything away from Stephen Haag in doing that. I think he's focused on his corner.
Well, interesting that Gehrts has eye contact with his corner instead of just listening.
Yeah, and it's interesting that he had that lengthy of a discussion. You know, typically the corner will tell you one or two things, and then you're back at it. It looked like they were discussing their meal orders for later this evening at the after party. Oh, here we go. Stephen Haag looking for that guillotine. That's tight. Oh. He loses it. This could be a game changer.
Let's see if Slick Nick Get the offense going. Blood on the arm.
Watch for Nick
of
to go
Haag.
after those ankles yet again.
Yep, I think his corner told him, let him up.
He wants out of there because he did land a few shots early on. Big shots there by Nick Gehrts. Big takedown there by Nick Gehrts. Just over 2 minutes left in the fight. Nice. Look at that, attacking that sweep. Nick Gehrts quickly back to his base. Oh, here we go now. We're getting in the second round. Towards the end of the second round, we saw Nick Gehrts in trouble in that triangle position. This is exactly how it happened. He's going to have to avoid that. He's going to need to avoid that. Because if Stephen Haag clears that leg,
see the face bloodied of Haag on the bottom. Minute 30 left to go in this fight. Look at this.
Stephen Haag transitioning into the omoplata position.
It's a close
Look for Stephen Haag to possibly go after an ankle lock here.
This fight in the balance. See if these guys sell out in this final minute.
Oh, looking for the heel hook. It's Stephen Haag. That's pretty tight there.
And now Gehrts going for it. I don't know how much fun Gehrts is having.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, both these guys. Look at Stephen Haag going for the sub right here. And it might be the man who ends up on top at the end of the fight. He has got a lot of pressure there. Stephen Haag's got a lot of pressure there on Nick Gehrts with that guillotine.
Oh, missed on a big
Barely
right.
missed. Nick needs to really watch looking away because Haag springs as soon as he does.
A late flurry could influence the judges and win this fight for one of these two.
This takedown might make the difference. That might have made the difference in this fight. It's going to be a very close finish. Maybe Stephen Haag there at the end. I really can't say, man. I really can't say. The first round's up in the air. Second round, definitely to Stephen Haag. This one, it was so back and forth. Perhaps a few more submission attacks here by Stephen Haag. But Nick Gehrts landed a few hard shots there on the feet. It was everything that we could have hoped for and more.
Unbelievable
what
main event.
finish,
And we'll get the replay here.
Yes.
And I think maybe Gehrts by a hair in the first. Clearly, to me, I think Haag won that second round. And then that third one was so close.
It was so close,
yeah.
but here at the end, you got Haag being definitive, finishing with that takedown, ending up on top, attacking to the end. It's really going to depend on who your judges are out here and how savvy they are to the submission game.
Yeah, our judges, James Lyles,
I would
Thomas
say 29-28, and it's up in the air. You know what I'm saying? Maybe for Stephen Haag, like I said, just because of that extra. Oh, look at that. And that recliner looking to take the back. He was unable to complete the back, but he did get to that position. We had truly a world-class grappling match here in the middle of a mixed martial arts fight. It was so beautiful. What a fight.
It was elite. It was high level, technical. I mean, it's just terrific. Very entertaining. Casey is going to talk to whoever the winner is, and we're going to the judges' scorecards. Our judges for our main event and for Valor Fights 30 here in Knoxville at the International: James Lyles, Thomas Brooks, Lisa Duran. You can get all the upcoming info on upcoming events, tickets availability, and live stream, of course, valorfights.com for all of that. Vince Ferrara, Casey Oxendine, we appreciate all of you joining us here tonight. And boy, this card delivered and this main event delivered as well between Slick and Smooth. Slick Nick Gehrts and Smooth Stephen Haag. Nick Gehrts, award winner 2015 Pro Valor finish of the year and also fight of the year. And he said Nick Gehrts said this week that he's not focusing on winning or losing. He's focusing on the process and getting better and having fun. See what kind of difference that makes depending on what side of this decision he will be on. But it seems like he's in a good mood and light on his feet. And this is going to be very, very close, I believe. Nick Gehrts idolizes Conor McGregor, says because of his confidence and because he is great at what he does. And Slick Nick Gehrts thought he was Haag was one-dimensional. So this is MMA, not BJJ. All right, main event, Valor fights 30. We go to the judges' scorecards. Back to the cage, Jennifer Oxendine.
After 3 rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. Judge number 1 scores this fight 30-27 blue. Judge number 2 scores this fight 29-28 red. And judge number 3 scores this bout 29-28 for your winner by split decision out of the OEB blue corner, Slick Nick Gehrts.
Split decision. Some fans love it, others boo. 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. Slick Nick Gehrts moves his record to 5-2. Smooth Stephen Haag falls to 1-1. That was close. My goodness. And I think that first round I would give it to Nick. I think the second round to Haag. And then that third round is how you saw it. One judge saw it all for Slick Nick Gehrts. Very interesting on that scorecard. 2 highly skilled warriors really brought it in our main event. You see the embrace there. Eric Turner from KMAA, that unbelievable camp, and the winner, Slick Nick Gehrts. Nick Gehrts trusts Steven. Eric Turner says, whatever he wants me to do, I will do. And Casey Oxendine is going to talk to our winner, Slick Nick Gehrts, here in just a moment. 20 years old, trains with Ovin St. Peru, Justin Fisher, Jason King, and could be a great year in 2016. All right, Casey Oxendine in just a moment. Here is more pictures with that crew. Slick Nick Gehrts, smile on his face, said he's not worried about winning and losing, just trying to get mentally better and the process and having fun. And here's Casey with our main event winner of Valor Fights 30, Slick Nick Gehrts.
All right, I'm here with your winner, Slick Nick Gehrts. Man, I don't know that I've ever seen such a jiu-jitsu battle in my life. I'm talking about anywhere, any place, anytime. You guys were all over the legs, the ankles, the submission, the triangles, you name it. You guys attacked. You had a real deep armbar there in the first. Man, talk about this tremendous battle.
Man, it was close. I know it was. We got a lot of things to work on in the gym. Cardio, working on all kinds. But it was a close fight. Props to Stephen Haag, for sure.
Hey, hold on now. There's no reason for any boos ever. These guys delivered a tremendous outing here tonight. I don't want to hear it.
Hey guys, Nick did an excellent job tonight. Give him a round of applause. He earned every bit of that. Excellent job.
Big shout out to this man. Much respect. You know, he's a talented guy.
All right, so yes, up and down, everything. Now you are on the upswing now. You're looking to do big things. Now, what is next for Slick Nick Gehrts?
Still have a couple fights with my contract here with Valor, with Tim Loy. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff to work on. Me and Eric going back to the gym, gonna watch the film. We got stuff to work on. We'll see where it goes.
Keep on being Slick Nick. Let's give it up for your winner in the main event tonight, Slick